Alright, hello everyone, and we're back with some more Twilight Princess Quarterfinals RTA tournament here, LavaDash, between DeanMachine and Jeez this time around. If Link and Glubbers are returning as comes, take it away here.
Hello, we're back. I'm going to take a wild guess and say that we didn't lose everyone, so you guys already know who we are. Hello.
Yeah.
Or if you did, hi, I'm Glubbers.
And hey, I'm Link. And we are both runners of this game.
Yeah, and we will be talking about wonderful things about this game. The most important thing that we'll see, first of all, is that we have one person running in English and one person running in Spanish. English is run usually because that's the copy that they have, but in this case, it's usually not too slow, it's only about a second slow. And then Jeez is running in Spanish with the file name Bonjour, which is French, because Jeez is French, but Spanish is the second fastest language for this category.
I have the timings right there. Spanish is 21 frames faster, slower than Japanese, and English is 40 frames slower.
Alright, so we have a net 16 frame difference from these runners. Hopefully we don't see that shine through. We're going to be kicking it off here in just a couple of seconds. I'm just realizing, and so they're just starting, just realizing that the A prompt on Spanish just says fine. Which, I know it's definitely not pronounced like that, but that's interesting.
Yeah, good luck to the runners.
Yeah. So, the first thing that we're going to be doing is using a rock to clip through a gate, and then we're going to be doing back in time, which back in time is a frame-perfect trick where we're going to void out on the same frame that we reset the game. So if we do that correctly, then we will respawn on the title screen, where Link has the hero's clothes, Orden's sword, Hylian's shield, and most importantly, the Opponatane flag. Dean going for side hop bit, getting the earliest frame. I believe that he just buffered to the correct frame, so he should have it.
Yeah, nice.
Yes, he does. Very nicely done. Dean, as I've been in a call with him during races before, he just doesn't go for safe bit, which is what G's went for. That's giving him a decent amount of time to save over G's.
And yeah, side hop bit is not something you really want to go for during a race because it is very risky to do. If you miss a frame, you just reset and you lose a minute. But
you have to just start over. But
yeah.
It's very common to go for in normal runs because you just have to start over. You start your timer over. It does the same thing. It forces a reset. So very uncommon to see in a race setting, but standard in normal runs.
Yeah.
And we're going to get a lantern, the most important item in the run here. Without it, we could not complete the run, and I'm not even joking, because we need to burn 2 cobwebs. Then we won't use it again.
Yeah, this item is impossible to... Even if you just try to complete the game any percent, it is impossible to skip.
It's also impossible for low percent, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you just need the lantern. It is a stop.
You have like, you have 3 required uses of the lantern. I think it's 3. 2 right there, and 1 in the Arbiter's rounds.
4 if you want to be technical about that, because it's 2 sconces to light. But yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah, sure.
Now the interesting thing about Twilight Princess is that movement is frame perfect when you're a human, so you want to be rolling frame perfectly, and frankly, I'm bringing this up, but I'm also realizing that I'm not seeing very solid rolls from either of them, unfortunately. It's very hard to roll correctly in the mist area there. That area is very laggy, so it's hard to get things good. But G's did have a bit of better rolls than Dean there, gaining quite a bit of time. Now they're pretty close to synced. Very, very interesting.
Yeah, that just shows how much time having good rolls actually save. And G's also goes for strats where I'm not sure if it actually saves time because I've never seen anyone else doing this, but he's moving the camera, so he doesn't get as much lag as he would normally.
Yeah, so he's actually taking that from Zachlink. Zachlink is the only other runner that I've seen do that.
Okay.
Maybe I think I've seen Nimzo do it once or twice, but it is a method of lag reduction, and it does make the roll timing better. I don't know if it itself saves any time in particular, but it does make it easier to get those good rolls. Now,
Yeah, it probably saves a couple, like 20 frames. I don't know.
yeah, not much. Now that actually highlights kind of the theme of this race. So Dean and G's are both very, very solid runners. Now the biggest difference between them is that Dean is a very consistent style runner despite going for side hop bit. That's just because he's used to doing normal runs. G's will go for riskier strats. G's will do or things that save smaller amounts of time. G's will do that camera panning that we just saw. He'll do probably, if we see someone do BMO skip, it's going to be G's. I'm not sure if he'll go for it, but things that save little time, look cool, and can be done reliably, we'll see G's go for, where Dean will probably see quite a bit more safe strats, consistent play, and getting a regular time, which would be very nice to see. Moving on to the goats here. Do you want to explain how the goats work while I just laugh at the fact that it's going to say B?
So yeah, basically the goats are RNG not in their position, which at the beginning is 100% consistent. Goats are RNG in the way that they behave. Their behavior is RNG, and sometimes they can mess you up really bad. Like G's has one goat that is bad right there. Actually three. Okay, no, the other two are fine. The other two are fine. I cannot talk. So G is getting a 24, which is pretty good for a race, and Dean having some troubles, unfortunately.
Dean having a bit of troubles. I also noticed that apparently the game decided to misspell B to dentro, which leads me to believe that this is not the language that I thought it was. It's Spanish, right? It says, no, this is Italian. He's playing in Italian. It says mappa. Oh, Jesus
Okay.
playing in Italian.
I didn't consider that. Okay, I didn't. Nice.
Which makes sense with a conversation we had yesterday, where every language except for Italian has been played. But yeah,
Okay.
Jesus playing in Italian.
Makes sense. Nice one, G's. But yeah, so G's taking a little bit the lead there, but it surely doesn't mean anything. There are still like more than 50 minutes to the category. So yeah. Yeah, no one's played in Korean yet. I mean, yeah, I don't know what glitches are passed from Korean that would be different from that would make this run different.
Right, so we're going to see G's go for a very, very difficult, tough trick called box break, that if you fail, you lose your run. I'm just kidding. It saves 3 frames and you break a box early. Whoop-de-doo.
And he
The route literally wouldn't work in Korean. No, it wouldn't, because Korean is the version of TP that is basically glitch-free, which is really weird that that exists at all. But you know, why not? So it makes it good for...
no back in time. No back in time, right.
No back in time, no map glitch, no really anything. I don't think you can... Can you early Master Sword? Do we know if you can early Master Sword in Korean? I wouldn't be surprised if that's when they put those giant walls up too, because of how glitch-free that run is. But that does make it good for glitchless. Anyway, we're going to be doing some movement in the sewers here. I mean this actually wholeheartedly, where this is actually my favorite part of most runs, is Sewers 1, which is really convenient for me because it's really early in the run, and it's right after people get upset at Bo, so I get really happy after being really upset by Bo. But Sewers is just it's a nice blend of wolf movement with some niche things like doing dash cancels, some awkward side hops. It's just cool. I like it a lot. Doing midden attacks displacement, falling rock skip, it's all just cool to see.
Yeah, doing optimally sewers is pretty difficult, honestly. It is really cool if you get it right, though.
Oh yeah. Geez, failing falling rock skip. We have not seen anyone get falling rock skip today out of the 3 runners that have tried it, which is surprising, to say the least. But hey.
Yeah, it's not a super difficult trick, but getting the text, it doesn't lose that much time.
No, it's not a horribly big amount of time to lose. Anyways, we're going to see some pretty interesting Italian things. Do we know any Italian names that are going to be popping up that may be goofy? Other than Dentro, which Dentro is really not that goofy. That was only really funny because I thought it would say B.
I do not know Italian at all, so...
G's getting the text skip there, so you have a single frame to input a jump attack there to skip Minna talking to you about, I genuinely don't know what she actually says because I see it in German and I don't speak German.
But could you tell us what Minna tells? Maybe? And we could
translate
it?
What Minna... Well, so we did get it there. Unfortunately, I do not have the capacity to read that quickly. But thank you, Dean, for trying to showcase it. Yeah, unfortunately, I only took the beginner level speed reading course. That looked like some expert level stuff there. Dean bonking. Wonderful.
So yes, both runners, well, G's first and Dean in a couple seconds. They are coming up to the massive, to one of the hardest tricks in this run, in most Twilight Princess speedruns, which is the sword and shield skip. Hopefully they both get it first try. That would be really unfortunate if one of them did not. But we will see. So
yeah,
okay,
definitely.
bad RNG on G's side with the Hugo's position.
Yeah. Definitely don't like to see that where Hugo decides to be wandering around on his own. We'll see how Dean looks, but that is actually a decent bit of time lost just from Hugo's position for G's.
Yeah. And that is just RNG. Fortunately, Hugo wasn't too annoying there. Sometimes he can just walk towards the loading zone and just ignore you completely, and he takes ages to notice you, and it is so annoying. And you lose 10 years from that. So let's see this sword just get from Jason.
Yep. So we're just looking to hop over a trigger where Midna says, no dummy, go back and get the sword and shield, because she doesn't realize we have it on our back already, and hop right into that trigger that we just saw G's hop into, where
that was really
he will be allowed into the Twilight. That was actually very clean. Nicely done, G's.
I did not go for that position. When he went for it, I got scared.
I thought that was a little far up, but I knew that was a position that could work because that's actually kind of just where I look. Definitely a little farther up than most people are comfy with.
I positioned Hugo on the white dots, like a little bit closer to Link, but like really on the white dots, so...
Personally, I find the white dot to be way too far back. I will even go if he's just barely in front of the black line, so... Dean getting that position that I was just mentioning, just barely in front of the black line, and getting a clean SNS skip, so very nice to see. 2 first tries, we don't like it when they fail, so we're glad that they didn't fail, because otherwise we would have to be not happy with them. And by them, I mean Hugo. Hugo likes his cookies, so he was kind.
I talked to G's yesterday, and he told me that he actually practiced Higov a lot recently, and he got extremely good at it, so I'm really not surprised that he got it first try.
I also talked to Jeez yesterday. I did not talk about Sword and Shield skip, though. I just kind of said, hey, Jeez, how's it going? He was doing good. Okay,
Yeah,
hold on. The vessel's name is Goklior. What?
Oh, and she's got the frame. So if you press A and open them up on the exact same frame, you can skip a text from the vessel, saving roughly a second. I also talked to Jeez today.
Goklior. Sorry, Goklior is just really funny to me. It's like 3 words. Why is it? Anyways, so we're doing Fair and Twilight because Fair and Twilight is what lets us do Back in Time equipped later. And yeah, everybody seemed to be talking to Jeez today. Jeez getting that nice little time save that gets Koro's text not activated after killing those bugs. Very nicely done.
And yeah, so if you weren't here on the first race, what's going on there is that they are collecting every single tier, except just going for the gate cliff, but not going for it because the target was the RNG was not good.
No,
but
he
yeah,
went for it in the same way that I did, where try to do it once and then give up. Definitely the safest way to go. Don't want to be stuck on it. It saves so little time. Don't get stuck on it.
Yeah, so the runners are just leaving the first 2 tiers behind because it is the fastest routing. They do not want to complete the Twilight yet. They want to get the Master Sword first. And if you play this game casually, you might be confused because, well, you get the Master Sword after like 3 dungeons. So how are they getting it right now? And the answer is, you'll see. It's cool.
Both of these runners having a bit of difficulty with the Fair and Twilight movement, kind of showcasing how, as far as I know, neither Jeez nor Dean has run for a significant amount of time any category that actually completes Fair and Twilight. So both of them are very solid runners, but I think it's showcasing just how comfortable they are with this stuff. It's a little bit shaky, but with how good at the game they are, they're figuring it out in the best way possible after making just some slight mistakes compared to what you might see from someone who's more comfortable with the Twilights. But very nice recoveries. We'll see exactly if Jeez knows what he's doing here, which I really hope he does. Nope, he's digging.
Of course, going for the dig. I mean, he has good. And getting a perfect RNG, nice. That was
good RNG on the dig. Yeah. All right.
So that was actually faster than voiding out. That was actually faster than voiding out.
Definitely faster than voiding out. I'm surprised that he went for that, considering what could have happened with RNG. But hey,
I am not surprised.
It worked out.
And not going for the fastest EMS method.
Yeah, and not going for fast EMS or ultra EMS, and instead just kind of getting bad RNG RTA. But getting it the second he got the good RNG from Jamal there. Very nicely done. Dean doing that void out method, the safer method for sure.
Yeah, it loses a bit of time, but it is much more consistent. Let's see about that second EMS. Pretty clean. Really clean. So yeah, that is how you get them. Oh wait, okay, nothing. Yeah, never mind. So yeah, Dean got a really clean first EMS.
Yep. Now EMS stands for Early Master Sword, which is a little confusing because it really just means the jump in this case, but normally that jump is what gets you over to the Sacred Grove to get the Master Sword, which we'll see from Jeez here in just a second, where he's going for the second EMS jump to get the actual EMS. A little bit of bad positioning on Jamal there, the Shadow Beast, so he's going to be Attempting the fast... Oh. That would have been very nice to see.
I mean, it gives more time for Jin to catch up, which makes for a more entertaining race. Oh, and the bad RNG from G's. Okay, we got it. No. Nice.
Alright. Definitely on that fast EMS play, that was a smart attempt, just failed execution, because it would have been longer to bring Jamal back over here. Some more bad RNG. Alright, there we go. Definitely, it keeps it more interesting, for sure. Definitely seeing a more interesting race. We'll see if Jeez gets a heart. He will not get a heart. Both of these runners are pretty experienced with the game at this point. So technically, if they get hit by a puppet, Jeez will die. But he is pretty confident in himself, and any runner who's been around for a little while will be confident enough to not get a spare heart, unless... Personally, I would have in this case, just because it's a race, you don't know what will happen. But in terms of what Dean goes for, like we were talking about before, that consistency is giving him a pretty nice reward right now. And I'm being told that hits are 1/2.
So yeah, G's
so I'm just wrong. Right now. G's can take 2 hits, and I just combined their names and called him Gene. So if anybody in chat is wearing jeans right now, you too are participating in the race.
Wait, am I participating in the race? Nice.
I am too.
And that little bonk
Very
there.
nice bonk.
Which
and
makes
falling in the water.
Closer.
Wow. Nope, actually Dean took the lead because G's bonked and fell in the water. Dean did not bonk and did not fall in the water. So Dean has a little bit of a lead now. And now G's has a lead again. And hey, we talked about this last run, but if you weren't here before, a lot of this is just on vectoring. And that's exactly how close they are, is that G's is now back in the lead, based literally on his movement and pathing.
Yeah. And they are like a second apart. A 1.5 seconds or something. Which, again, is really good for a race.
Yeah, very nice to see. We've seen a lot of races in the past couple of days that have been synced for at least a little while, which is phenomenal to see. It makes for an amazing race, fun to watch, fun to talk about. You know, otherwise I would be sitting here probably talking about, like, I don't know, dinner. You got any dinner plans, Link?
Well, I don't know. Right now, not really. I'll have to think about
that's
it,
how fun it is to talk about dinner. Anyways, we're now fighting Skull Kid. See, we have some people getting lunch. It is lunchtime on the East Coast of the US and Canada right now, so that would make sense. It's also breakfast time on the West Coast, which is where I am. I had breakfast before the first race, so I've already eaten.
And it's gonna be dinner time pretty soon, where I am, that's where Giz is too. Oh my god, that is so synced.
So well synced, very nice to see. And unfortunately, the sink is where you wash your hands before you have that meal that we're all apparently going to be having. Unless you're in Korea, because I'm pretty sure it's the middle of the night in Korea.
Okay, yeah, they both are like
synced on the song.
The right solution, the righty solution.
Yeah.
So there is actually 2 solutions. Go on.
So the very nice thing about this guy, this little puzzle solution here, is that it's entirely mirrored. What that normally means is that on the Wii version, which is a mirrored version, their solution is identical to the GameCube solution. They can still do left, down, down, up, 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 right, right, down, 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 left, up. They can still do that just fine. But you can reverse the lefts with rights and get the exact same solution. And Dean's showcasing that you can do that. No real reason to showcase that except for just that it's there.
Yeah, it literally
And
doesn't save any time. It's just cool.
and as expected, synced at the Master Sword.
Yeah,
23 Master
seconds.
Sword, very solid time.
Okay, that. Yeah, they're like frames apart. This is so cool.
Very cool to see. So we're going to be sitting in a cutscene for a little while. So if you've never seen Twilight Princess before somehow, the Master Sword exists. Congrats, it's a Zelda game. There's very few where it doesn't. But now Link has the Master Sword, which gives us the ability to transform into a wolf at will, and is one of the ways that you have the ability to warp to any location that you have available. Now, it's not every way, but being able to warp, we'll be able to head back to South Fair, and we're going to be able to abuse a lot, and just warp around. We'll be seeing a lot of that after Elden Twilight, which is just in a little bit. But first,
having massive early actually is what allows most routes to work. Otherwise, most routes we have in this game just could not work.
exactly. Now, one of the other things that makes routes in this game work is the ability to do back in time and back in time equipped. Now, that's not every route, it's mainly only the All Dungeons route, and this route too. But back in time equipped is going to be the next trick that we do, and I explained that last time, so I'll let you explain that, Link.
The game does some stuff, and if you do some stuff correctly, you can get into the King Bob in one fight, and if you complete the King Bob in one fight, you get into Kakariko. I have
Wonderful.
no idea how Byte works.
So when you do back in time, if you have saved a file which has a valid room ID that corresponds to what would be on the Hyrule Field map as spawning into the King Bulblin 1 map, then which is the case for South Faron post Faron Twilight pre-completion of Forest Temple, then having that title file saved, doing back in time, and then opening the title select sequence as you void out so that you retain some of the properties of the loaded file, but not all, then loading that file that gets saved. You will retain that map information, that room information from the file, but use the map information from the title file, which then puts you into King Bulblin 1. But retains the equipment that you had from that file that you saved, which is very nice to abuse.
So I guess I see we can both are really synced, so we can really see it there. But Jace is now more than seconds ahead of Dean, and that only comes from text matching. Like literally only comes from text matching. Jace had a faster text matching than Dean, and that's why he's ahead right now.
Yep, text mashing is super important. Dean, okay, I mentioned this before the race started. I said I don't think Dean knows how to do safe bit, but he would have had to learn it for this. Nope, he did fast bit there. I don't think he knows how to do safe bit, which it's definitely a thing that you can do pretty easily. It's not hard to learn how to do. I just think he either doesn't know or can't do it, or doesn't out of principle, which
or just doesn't care.
Doesn't care, yeah. Hats off to him. That makes for a unique little quirk about the runner, which is fun to talk about.
Okay. A bit slow, but pretty clean fight from Jeez. And Dean having a little bit of troubles, but that was pretty fast too. Those were two pretty good fights.
Both of them reacting to the RNG that they got pretty nicely. G's going for a little bit of a risky way to get through. Ooh, very quick. G's did a very quick spin there. Not an actual quick spin, but wow.
Yeah. Those were two pretty good fights.
Very much so, yeah. So now we're entering Elden Twilight. Now, we haven't gotten the vessel yet, so that's the first thing that we're going to have to do. Or I couldn't read that very well, but in Italian, I think it said Villaggio Calabrico or something like that. My Italian is not good.
We'll say it
So
again right there.
it will. I want to. It might have said calico, like the cat.
Oh, we
He
didn't
did not say it right there.
So yeah, runners right now are roughly 10 seconds apart from each other.
Yeah, we'll see here in just a second. Dean going for a bit of a safer strat to transform early. Now, G's did get rewarded for staying human, so looks like the total difference that we have right now, they are about 10 seconds difference. Technically 14 seconds, but Dean is already transformed where G's hasn't. So he's going to make up that 4 seconds. Calbarico. Alright, that's certainly a name. We love different languages.
Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to see the name of Fierce in Italian.
See, yeah, now one that I don't know if it was Italian or it was Spanish, but one name that I'm really sad that we won't be able to see is the name for Argarok. I actually forgot Argarok's normal name for a second there, sorry. So I think it's in Italian, his name is just, like, it's just a dinosaur. It's like Pteranodon, which I'm like, what?
Yeah. Yeah, those right. Or maybe it is. I think it is too for French. That might be where you get this from, since like City in the Sky IL is runs in the French.
Oh, yeah, that would be French then, because I knew it was in the IL. Yeah, his name is definitely just a dinosaur's name. Like, yeah, that is a fact. Beast telling us that there is a 12-second difference. I'm inclined to believe Beast, because Beast is better at counting than I am, probably.
If I remember correctly, in French it is Pterodactylus or something. I don't exactly remember. I think it's something like that. Oh, that was a bit scary from Dean, but it worked.
Okay, whatever works.
Yeah.
Now, you do bring up a good point. If you do know Wind Waker stuff, doing Great Fish cutscene skip, you do have to count to 12. Now, that said, I do actually just wing it. I wish I were joking. I get lost around like 7 because the counting rhythm changes, and then I'm like, this, and then it works.
It is just a way to go with things.
So no, I cannot count to 12.
Oh, and she's not
going for the bonk strat. That bonk strat is so fun, though.
Please didn't go for it. Oh, sad, he missed it. But he went for it. Yeah, geez, why are you cheating like this?
He's just saying he's cheating. How dare you? Now, normally we would disqualify you, but Italian is the slowest language, so we're just going to say that those two offset each other, and don't do it again. Dean going for the box jump thingamaboppet, and then transforming.
Yeah, actually, I'm sorry I have to correct you, but English is 7 frames slower than Italian.
7 frames slower than Italian. Okay, so Dean is still losing out. Geez, we're going to let it go because I said so. That box jump is fake news. I completely believe that. Because I don't know why it would save time. Like, Geez, failing Wolf Bombhouse skip. Oh no, that is a 40-second time loss.
Yeah.
Now, he isn't... Oh no, he failed the jump. Now, he isn't necessarily behind Dean yet.
Everything can happen this run. So
Then
everything
we
can
can
happen.
have. Yeah, you never know what can happen at the end of the runs. And we'll see how
That's
Dean's Wolf's Bombhouse skip goes. Dean getting it, so yep, G's is behind.
behind, but by not that much. This is pretty close.
Now,
Thank you,
yeah, it's
G's,
a much closer race.
thank you, G's, for making it more entertaining for us.
Yep, so G's is obviously the mastermind here, trying to make the race more interesting for us to talk about, rather than
Yeah.
actually just failing. Or, in that case, winning, which is failing us, the commentators, by making it less interesting to talk about. Dean getting good RNG and getting the blue rupee, and not getting into it. Well, so G's does have more rupees than Dean, so G's is still winning, as per Anorakis.
Yeah, of course.
We'll see how that goes. And Beast blaming Trez. I don't know what we're blaming Trez for, but yeah, Trez is to blame.
Dean having a bit of troubles to skip that cutscene.
Alright, we'll see how the Elden Twilight wraps up for everyone. And by everyone, I mean these two people. If anyone else is doing Elden Twilight right now, unfortunately, I do not have a way to know how well you're doing. But good luck.
There are almost 8 billion people on this planet. There has to be at least one other person who is doing Elden Twilight at the moment.
And see, they are in chat. The likelihood that they were in chat was pretty high, admittedly. It's a, what is this game? 16 years old?
Yeah, 16.
Yeah, it's pretty unlikely that someone who wasn't in this chat was doing Elden Twilight, but yeah, it's pretty high likelihood that someone was. That's called sampling bias.
I'm burning things. So that was a pretty clean fight from both of them. Both of them should get the Steam cycle. Dean with a bit of troubles attacking the platform. Oh yeah, easy. Yeah, even with that mistake, Dean was really early on the cycle. So yeah, again, as we said earlier, now we're back. If you're having troubles with that cycle, just prioritize your Shadow's fight and it should go alright, because this is really easy.
Yep, the main reason that you might miss that cycle is because of your fight with the Shadow Beasts before. Just learning how to do that fight quickly will get you that Steam cycle almost guaranteed. If you're still failing it after that, then frankly, you're probably doing something really silly.
And if you want, Litere di Firone. Nice. And if you want, Bewell the Beast, who is in chat right now, has a really good tutorial for every single Shadowist fight in this game.
Yeah, if you are one of those people who's missing that Steam cycle, definitely check out Beast's video. Beast has a video on every single Shadow Beast fight, which is very nice to see.
And yeah, they both
Yes.
are like 3 seconds apart right now.
Yep, G's did catch up on the cutscene skip, exactly. We almost have the lava to dash to, so we are getting pretty close to that part where we can see some lava. Now,
yeah,
the real question is... Oh, go ahead.
Some runners have done... yeah, Bajan has done the running and the rain route in this tournament.
So what we're going to do now is we're going to do some text displacement. So Bo is broken from doing back in time at the very, very beginning of the run. We're going to talk to Bo between 2 and 6 times. We'll see probably both of them talk 6 times. And that's going to give text displacement, which is breaking corresponding actors' text. One of those corresponding actors is Goron, who is the guy who's preventing us from getting into Goron mines. So if we talk between those 2 and 6 times, and then talk to Goron and Death Mountain, while not talking to or entering cutscenes, most cutscenes, then we will be able to get into Goron mines just by talking to Goron. He'll let us in without having to do any wrestling, without having to avoid Master Sword cutscene being broken, all of that stuff.
So both runners, you said that they were gonna talk to both 6 times. G talked 4 times and Dean 5. I'm sorry, but yeah, you're wrong.
See, I have not gotten it right yet. 5 is certainly a choice. That's just in the middle.
I mean, 5 is
There's nothing wrong with it.
5 is good because there is a cue for this. Bo does like a little thingy. He does a little ham thingy. So it is a cue. You can just mash A and just listen for that cue. So yeah,
true.
that means that Jeez is of course ahead. Of course, he is.
Yep, because he talked one less time. That's how that works.
Of course, yeah.
Good in case he failed to count and are off by 1. Who would ever fail at counting?
I definitely did not talk to Bo 7 times in a practice run. I definitely did not do that.
We're going to do some fun little side hops here. G's doing a very interesting method, and I was wondering what he was doing, but it turned out the answer was just kind of getting hit. So, yep. I was going to give him props for that interesting and cool method of just, like, side hopping, but it turned out that was just probably a mistake.
It is not a mistake. G's does that, like, in every single run. And so it didn't end up working there, but in the previous race, it did end up working.
How interesting.
Nice bonk.
Very neat. So we're running over to that corner to warp away because literally nowhere else works in this room. Otherwise we'd have to leave, which load zones are slow.
And leaving is slow. If you can just walk into the corner, it's faster than just going outside.
Now we're moving on to Bo, the RNG slap session, the oily slap session, as Demon would put it, where we're going to play rock, paper, scissors, but with our shirts off. And if you don't know how Bo works, that is a very confusing statement.
Yeah, for sure. I imagine that there has to be, I don't know how many viewers are in this room right now, but there has to be at least one person who's never played this game before and who is wondering, what did you just say?
Yep, well, if you are that person who is listening and heard rock, paper, scissors with your shirt off, then just pay attention and you'll see what we mean in just a second. Yeah, the basic idea of playing rock, paper, scissors with your shirt off isn't really that hard. It's, I mean, literally, you can play rock, paper, scissors with your shirt off. It just requires you to have a hand, and shirts are not required to have hands. But Bo has a few different RNG factors that he can do. He can either slap, grab, or step to the side, or potentially do nothing in phase 1, and those have a rock, paper, scissors like rotation to them for what beats what. So that's what we mean. Pronti. Combati. Alright.
A really nice first cycle for G's.
G's getting a perfect phase 1. We'll see if he gets a perfect phase 2 too. Dean also getting a perfect phase 1. Pronti. Combati. No perfect bow for G's. still not horrible at all. He's alpharing right off the edge.
That was definitely pretty good.
That was definitely a respectable bow. Dean getting the second best RNG possible, but not getting the one cycle.
Oh no. That is... Oh, that's
no.
really bad. Yeah, that is really bad. So yeah, Bo, nice.
Goodness. This is a good showcase of how Bo can be.
Yeah.
Another good showcase of how Bo can be is any time that I wrestle Bo, because I have horrible luck with Bo for some reason.
So yeah, G's putting it a lot ahead with that.
So, we get some extra shirtless rock, paper, scissors here from Dean. Thank you so much for that.
Okay, should be good. That was something. That was a fight.
That was certainly interesting. Moving right along, though, G's is doing early elevator, where he's going to do some clipping out of bounds, which we don't do too much in this game.
But when we do, it's cool.
When we do, it's cool. Exactly. Like, well, except for Pillar Clip. Pillar Clip's not fun.
It is cool to watch.
It's cool to watch, though. You're not wrong. Is that all from RNG, or did he make a mistake? So technically, he got the second best RNG possible and then didn't mash fast enough. But from there on out, it was RNG.
Yeah, you wanna mash between 12 to 13 times per second the A button, which can be a bit difficult, and if you miss that, well, you just lose a lot of time. And also, if you go over 15 times per second, you will also get wrecked, because, well, this game runs at 30 FPS, so you can only register and inputs, like, the maximum mashing speed is 15 CPS. So, yeah.
Yep, and if you see some mashing at 15 per second, you'll see some very interesting results. Bo will get pushed very quickly. G's getting pipe jump, but getting a ledge grab. G's doing his own setup that grabs a ledge right there, and I'm just going to say the way that I do it's better because you don't grab the ledge, but very well done, G's.
Yeah.
Very well done.
I don't know if that was faster than not doing it, but that was definitely really cool.
That was definitely not faster. It definitely went even because of that ledge grab.
Yeah. But yeah, thank you for that, G's.
Still, very cool strat. Unfortunately, I didn't deliver the other day, so thank you for listening to my ask the other race where you would go for that, so that we could have it in the tournament.
G's is actually 2 for 2 for pipe jump in this tournament.
I didn't know he did pipe jump before.
Oh.
How is he 2 for 2 when he's... Oh, he just didn't try it one race, I guess?
I don't remember if on the first race he did. Also, I guess we did not mention that at all. But in this first room, you can do some strats where you abuse the invincibility frames that getting hit by this thing gives you. So you can just... On the first one, you can just get hits and then use the iframes to just go through. The second one is a bit different, where you damage boost up there. It's a pretty precise strat, but it's not that bad. And the third one, you use the iframes from this thing to just go there. So yeah.
A wonderfully technical explanation, but yes, very true. Flame jet skips sure exist. You can damage boost through them. GG. G's having done slab clip, though. Congrats on clipping through a slab. It's a very self-explanatory thing. Yep, exactly. You use the iframes from this thing to go there. That is completely accurate. Nothing has been said that was incorrect.
I mean, you had the image just... Oh no!
Oh, Dean going for risky but time saver to note saves 4 seconds only, but failing.
So yeah, he got risky but time loss loses 40 seconds only.
Mm-hmm.
That's unfortunate.
Risky, but time lost to note.
Yeah.
Now, if anyone in chat is a Skyward Sword aficionado, we would like to see some sad tones.
Oh, and G's allowing us to have a close race. Thank you, G's.
What did G's do? What is G's doing?
Fall into the water.
Oh, goodness.
Nice.
Geez, if you want to make this true race, then you would get a 50 rupee chest.
Yeah, please get the world record for Goron's RTA with rupees.
Yeah. Oh, definitely collect the 120 rupees, 125 rupees, and then go and get the bomb bag.
Yeah,
So,
for sure.
Barnes bomb bag RTA world record.
So yeah, runners, I don't know exactly, but they probably are like 30 seconds apart right now, which it can still change a lot. There is one major trick that I'm pretty sure Jizz is gonna go for, and another one that both of them are gonna go for.
Yep, so we have key shard skip coming up here in a little bit that Jeez is going to do. Dean will also end up doing that. And then later, BMO skip. We'll see if Jeez decides to go for BMO skip. I'm not too sure, but BMO skip is really cool. We saw it this last race from Skyrim, but the way that Jeez does it, which is also the way that I do it, is quite a bit different of a method to do it for the actual execution, which is pretty cool.
So in the meantime, we have this big room where you just wanna step on 2 switches, and that's it.
Yep. It's the most important room of all, because you need to step on switches. The only way to skip the this whole sequence is with a lot of tools, and it's not even fast. So.
And something interesting, the cutscene that Jeez just got, he didn't skip it. It is, I believe, the only cutscene that is faster to the not skip in the entire game.
Yep, which is really interesting because most cutscenes, obviously, hitting skip is good, but that one, the actual cutscene, is shorter than the load time that it would take to skip it, so we don't skip it.
And now Jeez is gonna demonstrate how gates don't exist. Really clean,
and that
really
gate
fast.
Does not exist.
Really fast, yeah. Let's see if he gets the thing. I have no idea how it's called either.
What, the wolf gate clip? G's not getting the walkie grabby.
Yeah, the walkie grabby. That's right.
Well, he did get the grabby rolly, the backup to the walkie grabby, which is just grabbing a legend and auto-rolling. And we'll see if Dean goes for that walkie grabby. We'll see how Dean does for his Wolfgate clip. There is a little bit of a setup that you can do that you don't really have to do at all, but there is a setup to make it more consistent for people who are figuring it out, and Dean is not going for that at all.
I'm personally more consistent without the setup. Oh, that was
Dean getting an immediate.
That was super good. Also,
all right, well, Dean's moving on. Yep.
Yeah, Jeez is coming up to one of the hardest tricks.
Jeez, what are you doing?
That's scary. Yeah. That kind of was me.
Dean going for the walkie grabby. Dean doing the safe backup, which is not the walkie grabby, that's called the,
No!
Oh, geez, in the water! Alright, well now I've named that. Now I've named that backup the OG's in the water. So, thank you, G's, for naming that trick.
So yeah, the thing that G's was trying to do there...
She's doing that again. Why?
Oh no. So he's trying to grab that ledge up there, and it may seem really easy, like the ledge is right there, but the jump is frame perfect, and it is really difficult. The angle is precise, and the position is precise. So no,
She's in the water again. Dean now in the lead.
Oh, that is so important. If Dean gets a clean KSS, then he is... Okay,
Dean doing a curved roll method? I've never seen that before. That's interesting. Very nicely done by Dean.
And, geez, that is so scary, but so cool. Oh, and... Yeah, geez,
Being
having
told-
a lot of troubles.
Being told in chat that Dean's method is so scuffed, despite the fact that curved rolls do curve a consistent amount of angle per frame. So long
Yeah.
as you just translate the frame perfectness into that, sure.
So yeah, G's having a lot of troubles with that trick. Unfortunately, unless something really bad happens on Dean's side, this will probably be the deciding factor for this run.
Yep. Dean not even attempting the RNG there. Dean had good RNG to get the quick third cycle, but not even going for it. Alright, let's see if Jeez gets good RNG. He was talking the other day about how he can do an auto spin out of this little ledge grab here, so that if he gets good RNG, he always gets the spin. He gets the good RNG, and he gets the grab.
Nice.
So that's just how fast that can be. Look at how quick that was.
Oh, and it might actually be closer. Like, the runners aren't that far apart right now. Like, probably 10 seconds? 15 seconds? We'll see under bow times.
Now, actually thinking about it, Dean's method would translate to making it double frame perfect instead of single frame perfect, which is definitely scuffed.
Yeah.
But hey, whatever works, right?
Both runners in the same room at the same time. So on bow, they were 15 seconds apart, but Dean, yeah, less than that right now if G's gets a clean Demon's room. So the race is not over yet.
Race definitely not over yet. They're still both in the same room. We'll see exactly what ends up happening. Dean only pulled twice, I believe I saw, so that means that Jeez is going to have a little bit of a time save here, unless I can't count again, because honestly I'm trying to watch both of them and I only have 2 eyes.
You did count right, for once.
Okay. I do know how to count to 2. I did watch Elmo. No, Elmo's not the one that teaches you to count, that's the Count. His name's literally the Count. Whoops.
But yeah,
wow, the
race is not over.
This race is not over at all. This room is very awkward to navigate correctly, so we'll see if that changes anything. Doesn't look like it.
I don't know if G's is gonna go for the BMO skip, seeing how close they are. Probably not, I would suppose.
Look, Elmo can teach me to count too. I'm sure there's a game about that. I think there's a Nintendo 64 game about Elmo learns to count or something. How is it so close again?
This race is really crazy.
So G's failed key shard skip for quite a while, and we'll see if G's decides to go for BMO skip here.
3 seconds apart. Okay, G's
deciding to go for a safe.
Which is really fair. I'm amazed by how close it is seeing what happens on both sides.
That is very close. This is oh, geez, bonking. That might be the race. Geez, shot less Bulblin's the true.
Yeah, 2 seconds apart right now.
Dean going for the safe strat, G's not going for the safe strat, and
G's
bonking. Oh, if he didn't
bonk,
then they would have been synced. There's an Elmo's number journey for the Nintendo 64. Thank you. Me getting vindicated by the Nintendo 64.
Oh, geez, having a bit more scuffed shots. This is so close.
This is so close. This is going to come down to whether or not they get the quick chain pulls. Ooh.
2
all
seconds.
Right.
2 seconds again.
2-second difference entering Virus.
Oh my god.
We'll see how
this might be the
ends up
closest race we've seen so far in this tournament.
Definitely is. Dean going around, G's grabbing the chain quicker. G's
Okay,
gets pulled quicker, G's is in the lead.
Okay.
G's getting the clip through, okay.
About a second right now. Yeah, it is good to mention that G's runs a lot the Goron Mines IL, so he has a lot of experience in it. Okay, really
getting
fast.
The quick pull.
Okay. If it comes down to this is insane.
Wonderful. This is exactly what we like to see. Dean wasting arrows. For no reason.
Okay, yeah.
Alright. G's is in the lead entering the cutscene, so unless one of them rolls awkwardly, then this should be G's game.
Yeah.
What an end
that was an
what a
amazing
good race. Wow.
So yeah, both rounds should be over in about a minute.
Ooh, alright. Very well done by all of them. G's having a lot of that knowledge there. Unfortunate KSS and unfortunate with Wolf Bombhouse skip earlier, but yeah. Wow, that is interesting. That they could beast. If G's misses the portal, then Dean will win. So we do have to watch the last little bit of movement.
Mashing speed is actually gonna be important there.
Mashing speed is going to be important, but like we saw earlier, G's does have Dean in that department for the most part.
So yeah, this is... It looks like G's. Yeah. Unless something bad happens on G's side. It is G's. Oh my god.
Okay. And that is time for G's. G's wins.
2 seconds.
And Dean 2 seconds behind.
GG.
Alright. Ooh. GG's to the both of you. Amazing race. Wow, that was insane.
If you both want to join us in the channel, feel free to do so.
Yeah. We would love to interview the both of you guys just for that. That was wow. Wow.
That was an insane race.
Oh, Link, prosciutto, or whatever he just said. That's a cheese. And we have the both of them waiting. Oh, hello.
Hello, guys.
To the both of you. That
Congratulations.
Wow, congratulations, G's. Very, very interesting end. I don't know if you guys were watching the restream at all, but Dean, you were actually ahead entering Virus by 2 seconds.
What happened there? Did I just not get as fast the pulls or something?
G's did IL strats.
Oh, darn it.
So, yeah, no, very, very interesting end to the end there. The main difference there was how you went about that first grab versus how G's did it. That made the difference.
Mm-hmm. And also, G's, that was really unfortunate on KSS and Wolf Bump skip.
I was just way too nervous. Even from the beginning of the run, Dean that was too much for me to face.
I basically said it was going to be a coin toss for both of us.
Well, it was definitely a very, very good race to watch. Not the
Yeah,
greatest in execution. Dean had you had a very bad bow fight. G's failed Wolf Bomb House skip for one time and failed KSS for a while. There was just some interesting things that happened that kept the race interesting. So thank you guys.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad it
That
kept
was
it
a really
interesting.
interesting. That was a really interesting race.
I thought it was done after the lava death. I just like went the tiniest bit early for the platform.
I thought I was
Yeah,
done with this.
Yeah,
we thought it
unfortunately,
was done after KSS too.
G's fell into the water twice, and he failed cases a lot. So yeah,
Mhm. Well, the
Yeah,
other
just ran
thing
up and I
that
got it.
the main differences that we had from after KSS to the very end, we had Dean and G's, you both got the good RNG on Dangaro, but G's, you actually went for that quick third cycle where Dean did not.
Yeah.
And then later, Dean shot more of the Bulblin archers than G's did. And then, like I mentioned before, actually in the Pyrus fight. Oh, and we can't forget the magnet ceiling. Dean, you went for that safe landing on the wooden planks where G's went over the side.
and
I
bonked. Yeah,
I can't do it.
and G's bonked. So at the end, it was even, and you were ahead. Dean.
Yeah, unfortunate
Ooh.
bonk.
Yeah, I just my heart was beating so darn hard and my mashing and my rolls were just trash and
My heart is still beating very, very fast. GG, Dean.
Yeah,
Yeah, that
that was
was
an
an
amazing
incredible
race. Incredible. We are so fortunate to have had. I didn't get to watch Ether's race yesterday, but out of the past couple of days, at the very least, 3 of 4 races have been amazing. Both you guys are
Yeah,
still in. So, G's, you will be facing off against, I believe, Fino,
Nimzo.
and then
Nimzo.
Nimzo. Oh, Nimzo. And then
Have fun,
Dean,
GG's.
you will
guys.
be facing off against Beast.
Oh,
Good luck, Dean.
okay.
So
Yeah,
that will be interesting. Do you guys have any thoughts about the race that you want to bring up?
Unfortunate execution on my part.
Yeah,
I go for fast bit in early because my rolls are so bad that it doesn't even make a difference. Like I would have been even further behind if I would have gone for safe bit.
Yeah, I'd been wondering about that because you did also go for fast bit on just the bite, which is interesting because that's
I just feel really consistent with the side hop, and if I get a frame early, buffering it. But I don't know, my Wii feels slow, or my disc, one of the two. Just kind of feels like laggy through the first area so hard.
fair enough. Yeah, I mean, if you've messed with the camera panning at all in the first area that G's was doing, that you would
That
also
looks
see
cool.
Zach Link do. It
Yeah, it
looks
looks
cool,
pretty
but it's
cool.
also just lag reduction, so maybe worth taking a look at.
I might try it out.
I'm gonna watch all of that again.
yeah,
Definitely a race
definitely.
worth watching again. That we were fortunate enough to commentate 2 amazing races today. Just wow.
And yeah,
Just
Dean,
back to back really good stuff.
that bow fight was so unfortunate too. Having a little bit bad mashing, and yeah,
Oh,
losing
that
like
bow.
40
Yeah,
seconds on this.
I had such a good bow fight, and I just like my mash dropped on the second push, and it just wasn't good enough. And then he slapped me for like a minute.
Yeah, well, it does happen. It's unfortunate to see, but
Yeah.
as we all know from any percent, it does happen.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
unfortunately.
And
That was a good race.
all right. Very, very good race. Thank you guys so much for that. That was amazing to watch.
Thanks for commentating.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Yeah, GG's, guys. Any last thoughts before I take us out?
No, I don't think so. I guess we can just end it right there.
Alrighty then. Please do give both of our runners a follow. I put the links there in chat. DeanMachine and G's, as well as to our 2 commentators, Link and Glubbers. Thank you so much for joining us for both races today. Let's see, coming up ahead on the CSR schedule, this is it for TP today, I think, but we've got plenty more races coming up for a whole lot of different things. Well, we'll be back on this channel in about an hour here for the Ocarina of Time Randomizer Standard Tournament Season 6, this is round 4 between Ice Knight and Kidams. We'll also have at 6:30 p.m. Eastern tonight, we'll have a Skyward Sword Wing Clash in the Percent Tournament 2023 Winners Round 1 between Pippi and a Top Hat versus LMD. We've also got grand finals of the OTR Random Settings League Season 5, Game 2 between Marco and Timmy at 2 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. Some more SR, some more OTR, some more SS, not rando, OTR, and we've also got the Zelda 2 Randomizer Max Rando Tournament as well going on. Currently no TP matches on the schedule, but I'm sure they'll be added as they get scheduled. In the meantime, though, we're going to go over and say hi to Mr. Alberto, who's doing some TP any percent runs for world record. We'll see how he's doing on that front currently. Heading to lake bed, it looks like, so we'll wish him luck with that. And that'll be it for us. Thank you for watching all. We'll see you next time.